See, folks, that's the little back-hoe. Whoop. What do we got? We got a bit of a... Hang on, where is she? She's right there. Right there. I guess she was interested in the movie I was about to do about that little back-hoe way. Coming back to our story here. That's he's covered up there. You can see the outriggers and the little boom in the back. That goes on the John Deere. She's up in the... She's up there someplace. That's where she keeps, I think, just above the wood, the upper woodshed. But anyways, okay, hang on there. I'll sit you down, and I'll start the story. The story about we'll call this the tractor frame reinforcement. So okay, so hang in there. I'll bring it back. Okay. We're so one day we're downstairs in the basement. We're digging for the water line going to the well down below. And I'm just starting off in the basement. We're digging 6 feet deep. That's almost the extent of the little backhoe. And wow, I had it on there for quite a while. I even dug, see the bit of a rock cut in the back there? They call that alluvial till. That's hard. And you can't just pick it up with the bucket. You gotta dig it out with the backhoe, loosen it up. Then you can pick it up, rock and soil with it. Anyways, I've used the backhoe before, but now I'm in the basement and I'm digging, and then I feel like that tractor starting to fold on itself, right? So I'm wondering what's happening. So, and then I look on the ground. I've got a ton of oil. So I stop the tractor. I know I have a major leak. There's a casing between the rear end and the engine. It's about that long. Yeah, that long. 2.5 feet about. And so this casing, with time and jerks, and you know when you're digging, it's a lot of shots, eh? And this backhoe is held by a plate that's fastened to the tractor. So it cracked this housing underneath from the stress and the jerking. This casing is made out of magnesium. And so I go to the John Deere dealer, because we're dealing here with a John Deere tractor. I go to the John Deere dealer and he says, well, how did you crack that? So I said, well, digging with the backhoe and it cracked. He says, when they sold you that backhoe, they didn't tell you about the frame reinforcement that you could buy with the backhoe if you're not just making light work. Like all the commercial uses, the rentals, and the people doing landscaping and everything, they're strongly suggested to buy this. It's an underframe that goes under the backhoe. So I ended up buying that. So the magnesium casing, I didn't opt to get the other one welded. Yeah, I could have got it welded, but welded is it's always breaks beside the weld. So I said, nah, we're gonna start this afresh. It costs $800 for the casing, and it costs almost as much, or maybe more. I don't quite remember. We're dealing here with about 10, 12 years ago, so memory's not fresh, but maybe 10, 12 years ago, and I bought the casing, and the casing is fixed underneath the tractor. So this is more or less just to show that these tractors, when you put attachments on them, you can reinforce them. They're not like the farm tractors, which are very strong and sturdy. And I'm thinking of Joe's going to be doing Joe's from wood to metal, or from metal to wood. No, from wood to metal. And he's going to be doing for his buddy there. He's going to be doing there are a few black flies around. He'd be doing a frame, just maybe to give him ideas of how John Deere made theirs, and maybe well, he's going to be doing it on the Mahindra, so we'll see. I'll show you downstairs. I'll take you. Well, we'll reconvene downstairs because it's in the shade and there's not so many black flies. They're starting to bite, by the way. Okay, we're in the basement, folks, and just want to show you. Well, this is a lot of stuff in here, chains there and slings, but see the center console here? Well, the housing starts about here. Whereabouts? Right here. Here. And it finishes about here. Just around where the seat is. So that's the, and it's right where, so I had to take all the plastic off. I didn't take the fenders. I split the tractor apart. This is what I used. See on the ceiling, the chains? Well, I come along on each. With 3 come-alongs, I split the tractor in 2. I split it apart. I had disconnected. But it's not to tell you the story about how I did it, but how they make that frame. See, there. This is where it starts, right here. It's tied in. Hang on, I'm gonna get on my knees here. I should have brought my flashlight. Okay, hang on, forgive me there. It'd be rough a little bit. Okay, see, it starts off right on the frame, right here. Boom, see that? 4 bolts, and it's bolted. That's just, I say about a foot from the front axle. See the front axle's right there. And right there, that's a foot. This here, it's me that put those on. This here, that's for, I have a dozer blade for this tractor. You see the frame? It goes from this. It's thickness. That looks like 1/4 inch, this here. And that there is, 3/8 maybe. Okay. See, they have a mount right here. Right here, they have a mount. This plate here, the hole they have underneath. This plate here is more or less solid, except that the hole, I have a hole for access for different things, right? Hang on, I don't know. This will show up too well. Anyways, seeing this goes, and it's bent under. See, that's where, see that there? See, that's where that housing. See, the housing goes from here to there. That's the rear end right there. And that plate goes right to the back drawbar. Oops, sorry.
right to the back drawbar. And it's got bolts. There was plates holding the drawbar. Well, you take those out, the bolts, and they have longer bolts for this frame. And so that what that does is that more or less makes it's a helper to help the frame, because the frame's not strong enough. Well, the frame is this is a housing. Some tractors have a frame nowadays, but this here is a housing, but it's made out of magnesium and it doesn't have enough to do the trick. If one wanted to change the filter in the rear housing, you'd have to take that off, because there's no way that you get in there. See, in the back you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a skid plate too at the same time. You lose a little bit. I'd say 3 inches of clearance that you lose on your rear end. But hey, if it saves us from breaking, we'll live with that. I'm gonna turn it off and bring it back on. I'm gonna show you the back end. Okay, folks, see these plates? See that bottom right there? Right there. See, when you raise the back-hoe, it hooks in there, and then you pin it up here in that hole right there. And you use the arms. You use the arms to raise it, and you can use a stabilizer. But okay, you can see. Can you see? Can you see? Jose, can you see? See that plate, that framing is right down there. You can see it right there. It comes and it wraps around, and so your drawbar is fastened here, but further in there's other bolts, but they fasten to that framing. They fasten to that framing. They got longer bolts, and it fastens the whole thing. I've used that back-hoe a lot. Never had to retorque nothing. See, but all they have on that is you got 2 bolts on that plate. One there and one there. So it would be of some concern. See, that's right in the right on the housing, eh? So it would be of some concern if that's the only thing. Oh, there's another plate. It's probably further in. There's probably maybe 1 or 2 more bolts. Hey, look at this. I was backblading, and I scraped a few rocks. I never noticed this until I parked the tractor under here. The rocks is wedged into the box plate. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to take the sledgehammer with me. And it's just jammed there. So if I break it a little bit, it's going to go. Just haphazardly picked up a rock. Anyways, okay. Now I'll put my big nose in here. Okay. Oops. Hey, I'm shining some light on me. Okay, so that's it for the story. If this is not enough, Dave or Joe, I think it's Joe that's going to do the job, but it's for Dave. Oh yeah, hey, I got, see my tractor? He wears his chains all year round. These tires are, they're loaded tires. Do I have loaded front? No, just the backs. But when I put a heavy load, in the bucket, it helps out. Keeps the tractor, the rear end of the tractor on It's starting to get on with ages. This tractor, I got it, I think 11 years ago, and it's a 4400. That's 36 horsepower John Deere HST. Oh, here's the, for those that that don't see plastic there. If you ever have to repair a fender or a hood, anything, I know some of them are made out of tin. Here I picked up, I had some big rocks in the, like in a big one, as big as I have in the box, but about bigger than that. And it fell right here, boom, on the hood, and it cracked it, eh? So, hey, you're not gonna cry over spilled milk, eh? You just keep on doing what you're doing, and then I seen on Taro Fixes All, he had this glue. It's made by back-hoe. I'm not sponsored by these guys. It's just that their product works, and I bought one tube. It cost me hang on, I could go back in here. I bought one tube, my first tube that I bought, and it cost me 55 or 60 bucks on the internet. It come from around California, anyways. It took almost 2 months to get to my place. And then I seen that Terrell. Well, he's the one that mentioned this, and he had some for sale, and it was, I think, around 30 some bucks. And he's got a dispenser to it. It's a gun. You put the tube in the gun, and you can squeeze every little bit out of it. He uses it quite a lot. It's Valco HV350. If ever one of you has break any plastic part, supposedly it's the, well, hey, I'll attest to it. Repaired well, here, hang on. I'll show you something that I repaired. Okay. Woo, I put a cardboard on the ground. See that right here? This, I drove with the tractor on it. It's not a big, it's not a big looking thing, but hey, it works. So that and this here, my father-in-law, poor guy, he's gone now. There's a crack right here. Oops, where is it? Right here. There's another crack right there. And see, I just reinforce the inside with that stuff, and that's it. It's good. It's as good as ooh, I see there's a loose two loose screws, eh? So I'll tell my mechanic to fix that. You see the tractor's starting to show some wear, right? A seat. And right there. I'll have to look, and I seen some, I don't want to buy the cheap ones there. I'm going to buy a John Deere seat. I think around 160 bucks, something like that. Okay, hang on. Thing's gonna last a half an hour, eh? Okay, so don't forget, first of all, you have to register with YouTube, okay? And then once you've registered, you subscribe to my channel, and then you can leave comments, and I'll give you a non-generic answer to your comment. So I see a little dot in here. I don't know. It's right there. So I don't know if it's something in my lens there. Maybe a lot of dust in there. Okay, I said enough. I wish us all a good day. And we'll see you in the next one.